Devin Booker's smooth and effortless jumper is by no accident. In this video, we will break down the key details of his form, from how he moves with the ball to how he releases it. Stick around, and by the end, you'll be one step closer in your journey to understanding the art of shooting. So the first thing we're going to be diving into is how when he drops, the ball drops. So as he is receiving this pass, as he is dropping down, the ball is dropping down too. So he is dipping the basketball. This dip does a couple of things. It adds more power into your shot, but also adds more fluidity as well. So if we think about it, when someone goes to do a standing vertical jump, what do they typically do? They stand there, they drop down. When they drop, they swing their arms down and back. When they go to jump up, they swing them up. This arm swing adds more power and more workload to your lower half, which then increases your chances of jumping higher. So when you dip the basketball, you're getting these same benefits. You're dropping down, lowering the ball, so you're adding more power and more work to your legs. Now, you don't want to swing the ball too low or dip the ball too low, because you're still trying to perform the skill of shooting, but we still want the aspects that we get from dipping the basketball down. So when you go to dip the basketball and you're dropping down, you want to keep your elbow in line with your body, but drop that ball to about your belly button, where you're keeping your forearm parallel to the floor. From there, you can then push up, allowing the ball to lead, getting to your set point first, and then jumping, pushing through the middle of the basketball. So dipping the basketball also improves fluidity within your shot as well. How this works is, as you receive the pass, you are dropping and getting low, so you're loading your legs. As you're dropping your body, you're dropping the ball at the same time. This will happen quick. Now you're getting yourself prepared to shoot. When you do this, you give yourself the time to set your feet as fast as you can. Once your feet get set, now you can go through the rest of your shot. Yes, if you catch the ball high and you keep it high, you could technically speed up your shot, but then you miss out on some of that power on the back end. So I would reserve catch high, keep high shots for more of the professional athletes who are already elite at what they do. So they're trying to find that 1% edge. But for my beginner and intermediate level players, you guys should probably be dipping the basketball, so now you can flow into your shot and have that extra power. And then when you get to the next level, or the elite level, then you can work on adding those small tweaks to your shot. The next thing you want to break down is his ability to have a higher set point when he gets into the mid-range. The reason why having the ability to change your set point level when you get into the mid-range is important is because when you're in the mid-range, you are closer to the rim. So if you have a lower set point, you're going to have too much power into your shot. But if you can raise that ball slightly higher, you now take some of that power off. So now you can shoot a softer shot, so you have a softer touch, and now that'll make that shot easier. Being able to change your set point levels is a slightly advanced move. So if you're a beginner, I want you to focus more on the fundamentals, moving the ball first, making sure you're pushing through the middle of the basketball, those small things. But once you move out of that, then you can start working on changing the level of your set point to be able to create a softer shot. So the last thing you want to dive into is his guide hand placement. A lot of times when players are taught how to shoot, they are taught to put their guide hand directly on the side of the basketball. Now, that's not completely wrong. That's just not what we see most of the pros do. What you'll see is a lot of the times they'll have their fingertips almost towards the middle of the basketball, so they'll have a higher hand on the ball. By doing this, this will allow you to have a more secure grip of the basketball. So this will keep the ball more balanced and steady as you flow through your shot. And we all know the more balanced and steady you can be, the better result you will have in the end. When it comes to Devin Booker, one of his superpowers is his ability to shoot and score in the mid-range. Yes, we all know a 3 is worth more than 2 points, and a contested mid-range pull-up is one of the harder shots in basketball. But what you don't train for is a bad shot. So if you don't train for threes, shooting a wide open 3 is a bad shot for you. But if you can work and practice scoring in the mid-range, that becomes a good shot for you. Having a mid-range game is extremely important because you can always access the mid-range spots. Sometimes shooting a 3 is too far out for some of you, so you want to get a little bit closer to the rim. But getting all the way to the rim could be too hard because you have defenders trying to block your shot and it's clogged up. But you can always get to about 20 to 15 feet out and then raise up and shoot. You can get there through post-ups, pick and rolls, blow-bys, whatever it is, but you can always find a way to get to about the free throw line extended and then be able to get to a shot. So one thing we're going to be able to take away from Devin Booker's game is his ability to create space away from the defense, either vertically or horizontally away from the defense. So he creates space vertically away from the defense by elevating high and then having that higher set point as well. Typically, you want to try to create space vertically away from the defense when you're closer to the rim, because then it's an easier shot. So when you're getting to your mid-range pull-ups or fadeaways, that's when you try to want to create vertical space away from the defense. So he does a phenomenal job of creating horizontal space away from the defense as well, whether it's through his fadeaways or he's running into space and doing different step backs. The defense has to close that gap to now be able to try to close out, but he also does that good job of creating vertical space as well. So now they have to close that space too.